What's going on, guys? We are back with another video. If you saw the last video, the Cobra is going back to being a real Terminator. Well, you see, the old Coyote, she had a problem on the dyno. We talked about some reasons why that was the case. Been having a lot of fun with some Terminators. One right there, but we're going back with 4.6 liter 4-valve Eaton MS3. It's going to have the fuel system in it and a T56. We're going to go through the teardown of the Predator blower setup in this video. We're going to talk about what happened and how we came to this conclusion. So as a recap, my original intention with the Terminator, this iteration of everything, was to get the car together, get it tuned, get it to the track, run some decent times, and I was going to sell the car for, I was hoping for high 30s, maybe somewhere in that realm. It would help pay for this dyno. That was my original idea. So when you guys saw the engine go back together, the startup, the street drive, and the dyno, my intention there was to make sure the car was 100% A-OK, ready to hit the street and sell to one of you guys or whoever, because I wanted to buy a dyno. When we had the failure on the dyno, it lifted ahead. I was actually accurate at the time on the dyno. We'll play the clip. Well, I think it lifted ahead.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
So we had been experiencing some smoke. It didn't really have a smell. I was thinking water, but ultimately I didn't really have a good way to test it. So we just continued tuning, and that's where, things kind of just, broke. Let's go ahead and play the teardown. Okay, race car engine dropout speed run. See. Oh, we'll see what happens. All right. About to see how disappointed we're gonna be. I'm gonna put my money on no milkshake.
I think it's gonna be. I don't think there's gonna be a milkshake. Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is 50 miles. It is E85, so we usually see a little bit of milkiness, but. Oof, that's good. That looks great.
That's clean.
All right.
You can see it against his face where it got a little bit more background.
Woo! There's no milkshake there, boys. That is beautiful. There's no metal. Shoot, let me clean up this pan real quick. We'll reuse it. Just kidding. We don't.
It's a day late and $1 short for that, but here you want to get that bucket in place, or do you just want to set it on the bucket?
On the bucket.
Maybe. Kick the bucket over my way a little bit.
Dude, that's great. That's a good sign. Can you imagine if it just like, and then
oh, that'd be the
it
worst.
was all water. But usually the water settles at the bottom. So, and it's been sitting for 2 days since the dyno. I said I was gonna wait till after my nats, but
the other car's pretty much ready, so might as well.
I'm gonna have to wash all the wiring, but the AC compressor, I need you to just hold it.
Yeah,
over
I got you.
rails.
Until it clears.
Yep. That was a K-member bolt.
I hope so.
Yeah, it was stuck in the.
Oh, well, it's not stuck anymore.
Yeah.
Stop for a second. Something's picking us up on that side. Buddy, unless there's anything else on your side.
That's it.
We're clear.
That wasn't too bad.
Only 8 minutes and 45 seconds later.
Yeah. Pretty cool looking drivetrain though.
Oh, dude, it's she kind of mint. That comes the fun part, finding out why there's water down in your hole.
Just this one.
Oh, is it back corner?
Yep. All right, so we got the drivetrain on the ground. I will say this is a pretty cool looking drivetrain. All right, so first thing, probably gotta pull the blower, pull the harness off, and start getting these valve covers pulled. Head, harmonic balancer, really just everything. We gotta get everything yanked off of here and get both heads off. We're gonna start with this one, obviously, because the failure is over here. The goal here is hopefully everything is okay and we can do a head gasket, head studs, and maybe plane the head. We might not even have to. We'll have to take a look, see what the damage looks like. Okay guys, nothing but good signs so far. Super clean inside and out. Nothing to be concerned about. No rocker arms kicked out, no valve springs kicked out. That stud is loose. It's loose. Check that out. All right, so all the head bolts are loose on this side. I believe I should hopefully be able to lift it off with the header on. The idea behind that is that if we can get it back together without having to do anything crazy, then it'll be fairly easy to get together. So I guess you'll see my reaction of if there's a hole in the piston or not. Should be clear. Finally, head comes off. Oh. There we go, the head. Head looks great. And other than some water, which we're gonna have water obviously from lifting the head gasket up. Oh, the head gasket is freaking mangled. Holy crap, this is the worst head gasket I've ever seen. Oh. What? No. The stud snapped? Dude. No. All right, so you can see right there, I was definitely a little shocked and really confused because the car had head studs, so they should have been good, but they broke. They snapped, snapped on the dyno, could have snapped prior to the dyno. It's hard to really say. It seems like the car was pushing some water on the streets because you guys saw on that first street drive, it's the reason why I brought it to the dyno because the car started spinning, it popped off the coolant hose. Everything was kind of leading towards getting some boost into our coolant passage. And then finally on the dyno, the head actually lifted up and we puked some water out. Some water got into that cylinder. But luckily, we got it turned off. The engine, short block, pistons, head, everything looked pretty good except for one thing. The rest of that stud was left in the block. And that is one of the reasons why the car didn't go back together with a Coyote. It's just the time duration that it took to get that figured out, combined with everything else I got going on. I decided to, rather than rush to get that car back together to sell it, let's get the dyno here, because the dyno has been an awesome source of revenue. I've been tuning a lot of cars. I really needed it for testing some things, and it's really been such an awesome tool to have here. I can make cool videos with it. I can tune your guys' cars. I can develop my tunes that I tune remote. I tune naturally aspirated cars, supercharged cars, turbo cars, all over the country now, and this dyno is a huge tool for that, and it also helps bring in a lot of revenue, which really helps, because YouTube is not paying the bills lately. I don't know if I mentioned that. Maybe we can come out with some merch or something, but the ad revenue is, I mean, it wouldn't even pay, I don't know, 5% of my monthly bills. I mean, it's really that bad. Everything you see on this channel is my passion for it, my passion for cars, and this is where I put my fun stuff out there on the internet. Every video you see of me building a car, I am net loss in building that car, unless I'm building it and selling it. So if you guys want to help support the channel, hit that like button, comments, likes, you know, the algorithm likes that kind of stuff. So back to the failure. Head stud snapped. We had, obviously, you know, a little puzzle there. So I am going to mention the company that makes these. It's Apex Studs. New product on the market. I had a marketing deal worked out with them. I was going to show them in the car and show that they work. Unfortunately, I got talking with Travis, who is the owner. There's some sort of issue with those, and other people have had the issues that caused that failure. There's no surefire thing. He did reassure me that they are moving production of those head studs in-house, so in the future I would hope to see a better redefined product that works. ARP is what I've used on other builds. It's actually what I was going to put back into this build, but I also saw an ARP that snapped recently too. What do I think of all this? I think I had a defective product. It's unfortunate, really sucks, caused a lot of time and a little bit of money, you know, in the long run. But Travis did go ahead and help me out. He got the cost covered for the head studs, and then he also sent me a set of oil pump gear and crank gear for my other builds. He also owns Boundary. So I don't want you to throw shade out there, but I just want to clear that up. I'm not trying to avoid talking about the failure, and I hope that product gets improved. And that's my goal here on this channel, is to be transparent, show you guys what all this stuff is like. So ultimately, the failure there with that build and the timeline for getting that piece of stud out of that short block, it just took way too long. I had too many other things going on. You guys probably saw in the background, the Cobra's up on this lift apart for quite a while. So ultimately I decided, okay, well, rather than put this all together and get it ready to sell and have the liability of something else going wrong with it, why not part it out? I calculated out the numbers, and looks like we would actually make a pretty good amount of money parting out the Coyote, the Predator kit, the trans, converter, control pack, headers, you know, etc. So that's what we did, started parting out stuff, sold quite a bit of stuff actually already, and that's when we came to putting a 4.6 4-valve. I happen to have a 4.6 4-valve laying around, I have a T56 laying around, so we're going back with 4.6 4-valve. The stud snapped. That's not an easy fix. You can see the head gasket's mangled, obviously from liftoff. Definitely the worst looking head gasket I've ever seen. Cylinder walls, piston, that all looks great. Okay, so this is basically what I was looking at. Head gasket mangled, obviously, because the head lifted there. The head underneath looks great. And the problem is that. Man, that sucks. It's gonna be really hard to get out of that block. It's probably gonna need to get machined. I picked up some bolt easy out type kit. I got some sort of setup that's long enough to reach down there, but it doesn't really seem like it's doing too much. So might reach out to some friends and try to get this thing out. Feeling a little defeated, but. So I hope that answers a lot of your questions. I got a lot of stuff going on. Even right behind you, I'm staring at Turdzilla. I'm also working on this in the background. I got something really, really cool, two things really cool lined up for it. One is exterior and one is power-wise, so I hope you guys are excited for that. Cobra build, parts should be arriving next week, and things are getting powder coated, and then we're gonna pull the thing in, hop it on the lift, and get started. I don't know if it's going to be IRS swapped right away. We're probably going to get it running with the solid axle and swap it out later. But hopefully you guys are really excited. I know the Cobra build is the convertible, and the convertible isn't my true goal. I really want a Sonic Blue coupe. So I'm very excited to get the car back together, get it cleaned up, get it looking good. I did want to mention that the thumbnail on the last video was clickbait. Like, that was intentional, 100% clickbait, and I didn't even get called out by it. I post a real video and people say it's clickbait, but the last video was 100% clickbait. Put the Red Fire Terminator in the tag. That was clickbait. If you guys were wondering, the Red Fire Terminator, my old car, is 100% gone beyond any means of repair. Nick Panico is the one who bought it from Copart. He parted it out, and then I recently got word that it has now been crushed into a tiny square. So Red Fire car is never coming back. I just wanted to solidify that because some people were like, oh man, I thought you were getting the red car back. And I'm like, it's not possible at all. We're gonna make do with what we got, work within a reasonable budget to get the silver Terminator back together, better than it ever has been, and ripping with an Eaton. 550 wheel, maybe 600 wheel Eaton 4-valve. It's got some different cams in it, so we might be able to make a little bit more than normal. If you guys like this New Edge content, this Mustang content, make sure you hit that like button down below. Leave a comment, let us know what you think, and we'll see you guys in the next one. The video in the making. There's a lot of shit still in here. You know.
There you go, partner. Killing it, dude. You still have a trans back there, don't you?